I grew up in a Christian home. My parents taught us how to pray, how to read your word, how to treat others right. And that's the only lifestyle I used to know. But with time, the fire that I had with all these Christian values that I grew up with, it started to die down. So slowly I found myself compromising. Like I found myself, regularly just, maybe addicted to pornography at one point. It was a struggle. I tried to stop it, but I couldn't stop it all by myself. Once I started watching pornography was not enough for me. I got into wrong relationships here and there, and all those relationships got to a point whereby, I was only looking for the physical aspect of it. I would basically get into relationships so that I can sleep with my girlfriends, and then after that, I would get bored with them and then just dump them. And this continued for quite a while. But all this time, I still had that hole. I had that sense of I was not happy. The thing I was hoping it will fulfill, it will never fulfill it. I will be satisfied for 5 minutes, and then the next thing I knew, it was like I feel even worse. Right now, I didn't even know what it meant to love again. I will just get into relationship, hurt people's feelings just because I wanted to sleep with them, and then after I sleep with them, I would just leave them. In fact, it got to a point I hated anybody who wanted to have a relationship with me. I had a voice in my head that told me, like the only way I can get out of this is if I can just, be sleeping with escorts, than just basically just prostitutes, so that, I could fulfill my sexual desire without having to hurt any one of my friends or any one of the close relationships that I had made. And, at first I was scared to try even that idea out, but once I convinced myself that, I think that would be a better thing to do, I started that lifestyle, I would be sleeping with escorts almost every other night. Every money that I would make, I would just pay prostitutes to come and sleep with me. That night, that was the first time ever I had a voice, and that voice told me, if I went ahead and did what my heart wanted me to do at that point, I will never be free from those chains. Those chains would bind me forever. And, at first I just thought it was just me just playing, just trying to scare myself, but I said I would just do it anyway. But another voice came that said, what if that voice was true? What if that thing that spoke to me meant it for real, that I will be in bondage forever because, I just did not obey. So since I was scared, I told God, okay, I'm going to give you one chance. I'm going to kneel down on my knees and pray. And I hadn't prayed for over 4 years, and I was going to kneel down and pray. So I knelt down and I prayed. I prayed for a whole 30 minutes, I prayed for half an hour. And when I got up from that prayer, nothing had changed. I still felt the same urge. I still felt the same pressure, and it was really strong. You really couldn't break free from it, And I told God, God, you have failed me. So I was speaking directly just through my heart to God. You have failed me because I prayed. I told you that this is what I'm struggling with. I told you this is what I want. This is something I want to get free from. And I prayed to you. I thought you would hear, but there's nothing that you did. You just forsook me. And I'm gonna fall in sin today, and it's not gonna be because of my fault. It's gonna be because of your fault, because you did not come and save when I asked you to. And as I was busy just pouring out my anger to God because He did not save me from this feeling, I felt something. It was like I had been shocked, and my whole body was numb for a whole 5 minutes. I could not feel anything in my body, and I just stood there for a whole 5 minutes, not saying anything, not doing anything. I was just shocked. My whole body could not feel anything, and it was like a sensation whereby I could feel it was like water or something in my body, that it just went through one side of my body to the other, and I was shocked. I did not understand what was going on. My whole body did not respond. My whole body wasn't getting excited. Like nothing in my body could respond to all those lustful thoughts, all those lustful things that I was putting on my head. And I was shocked, and I said to myself, oh my goodness, Jesus was here and I did not know. He was here. He came and saved me. He actually took all that lustful, that immorality from me away. I had tried by myself to stop all these things, but I could not. But after Jesus came and actually touched me in that very day, none of these things came to pass. I actually went for 1 month, 6 months. I went for a whole year without doing anything impure. I went for almost now 2 years, and I still haven't gone back to that lifestyle, but instead of it, God has put me such a love for the scriptures. Like these days, whenever I have any free time, I don't think of doing anything immoral. I always think, oh man, I need to get my Bible. Oh, I need to go down on my knees in prayer. And God has actually elevated me to such a point whereby now I live in freedom. It doesn't matter what you have done. God is able to save you. You don't have to live in your bondage, no matter how far, no matter how bad you may seem. Sometimes we think that our own sin, is so bad that God cannot forgive us. But God is saying there's no sin that you have committed such as which is not common to man. God is able to save, and God will save you, but you need to cry out to him. You need to tell him that, God, I am a sinner and in need of your forgiveness, and he will come and forgive you. Last is a spirit. You cannot break free alone. I tried by myself and I could not break free, and you need to intercede against that spirit. Only God and the power of the cross can set you free from such a demon as bad as lust. Pray, seek the face of God in whatever challenge, in whatever thing that you're going through, and God is able and he's mighty to save, and he will definitely save you if you cry out to him.